Hit it, boys!
Fins up, everybody. It is the Margaritaville Podcast, Gypsies in the Palace edition. We're back again. We're in Cincinnati. We got a day off here after our show in St. Louis last night, after we kicked off the July leg of the I Don't Know tour. Changes, looks at 40. Want to thank our sponsors, LandShark Lager, Let's Beach. Get yourself a nice cold LandShark Lager when you're sitting down and listening to this podcast. And we also want to thank our new sponsor, Margaritaville Hotel in Key West, Florida. That's right. If you want to go down to Key West, you want to go to Margaritaville, you can actually sleep in Margaritaville. It's right down there, just south of Mallory Square. You can walk from anywhere in that place at the Margaritaville Hotel. I'm here with Hallie Hare of Security. Hallie, what's up?
What's up, bud? How you doing?
Doing okay?
I'm doing great.
Did you have a good little break?
I had a nice little break.
All right.
You know?
Ready to go?
Ready to rock, man.
All right.
Ready to work.
We got Jared, the MVP production assistant. Jared, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Hakey?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. Lars?
I'm here, and Jared's here.
Jared's here. I know. Is this your third or fourth podcast?
We're not keeping track.
We're not keeping track.
No.
There we are. We always keep track on you.
I was a little earlier today because he was texting earlier, hey, what time's the podcast today? I'm like, this is the window, because we all have work and paperwork and calls to make on our days off here. And times can get pushed. You never know with scheduling. And there was sometimes, when we do get ready, or even that's even going out for dinner or something, when we finally get in touch with Jared, you can't get a hold of him. He's just not there. And then the next day you see him on the bus as we're heading to the venue. Sorry, man, I fell asleep. Or sorry, had to do laundry. I don't know. You disappear. I was worried you were going to disappear today. I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, so we had a short little break, and now we're back at it. We flew out to St. Louis, Missouri, day before the show. The show was in St. Louis last night at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, primely placed right across the highway near a giant hill of asphalt, and I'm told a landfill.
There isn't anything Hollywood about that amphitheater.
No, there isn't. And the one security guard told me, he's like, there's like 2 days a year where the wind blows just right or wrong, depending how you look at it, and you can smell the entire trash landfill. Thank God yesterday was not the day.
Are you sure you didn't mean there's 2 days a year when you don't smell it?
Yeah, well, I don't. This is what he was telling me, but I just know I didn't smell trash yesterday. Did you guys?
No.
In fact, it was
a wonderful day.
Yeah, thought it was going to rain, but it cleared up, and it became just a hot, steamy, sunny day.
Humid.
Very humid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How'd your day go? It was a slow day for me. Like, it was just crawling for a while.
Yeah, we were into the bangers in there. But
yeah.
it was
How are you,
hot.
Jared? How was your day? You've been really busy now having this new job.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing yet, so every day seems busier than it probably is, but it was good.
All right. And Lars, it was kind of a piece of, it wasn't, for work-wise, it wasn't
opened
difficult.
a little later than I'd like to
3
see.
p.m., I know.
I feel like, you open up the tailgates by noon. No
Yeah,
matter where it is, can that
be
mandatory?
These next 4 cities we're going to, after St. Louis, we're going to Cincinnati. We're in Cincinnati today. We got Detroit, and then we got Chicago. Those are some tailgating towns.
Yeah.
Okay, and because summer, there's a small window for summer in this area, and you would think, come on, open it up. But I will give them credit. They did get set up pretty quickly with their tailgates after 3 o'clock once they got parked, and and it was a great crowd. But we actually, it turned out to be a special day last night because we had a special guest show up. Miss Miranda Lambert.
Yeah.
Yep.
Country music star.
Mm-hmm. Big star.
That was kind of a treat. I'd heard a few weeks ago that she may be rolling through town. I wasn't quite sure because you never know. And apparently she's on a little break from her touring to go just take some time to relax and look at some other shows, see how other productions are run, see how other artists use video and things like that. I know she was at the U2 show in Louisville, she said, and she's just going around checking out other shows, and she'd never been to a Jimmy Buffett show ever. Her parents are big fans. In fact, her crew, Dustin, who's a good friend of hers, who also drives her bus, but we'll get to the bus. It's a kick-ass bus. Gwen, who's her friend and backup singer, was there, and a couple other friends there, and her crew none of them had been to a Buffett show, And I think it's safe to say they had the time of their life. I really think they did. And again, we'll get into all that. But first of all, the bus. Her bus it's wrapped and it's got like these horses on the side. It's like it looks like an old school classic bus.
It's white. It's like kind of like your typical tour bus, but it's white, which automatically sets it off from a typical bus.
And I'm told that Justin told me the horses on the side are horses she owns because she rides horses.
Cool.
And then they've got the below running lights and the up above lights that run the length of the bus. They're like I'm colorblind. Look like a purple or a pink.
Purple or pink, maybe.
I don't know. It was at nighttime when I saw it, but I thought it was red.
Really?
Maybe they were kind of like changed. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're really cool.
On that white, it really set it off, and then the it had kind of like these, not pinstripes, but these metallic glitter kind of tribal thing going down the side. It was so cool.
Really cool. And on the back of it, there's a mural, and at the top it says "Giddy Up" on the back of the bus. So if you're following it, it was just
it's the coolest tour bus that we've had come up.
Yeah, Dustin was telling me it's kind of like they're Oak Ridge Boy fans, so it's kind of a throwback to the old school days of country music artist bus. It kind of remind me of like a Willie Nelson bus and stuff. Very cool. And as we were getting her settled there, because she didn't plan on doing anything at the show. She was strictly there just to relax and chill. Didn't know Jimmy was going to get a hold of her and twist her arm, hey, I want you to come on stage. But while they were getting set up, with their tent outside just to relax and have a couple cocktails or whatever, I got invited to take a look at the bus. And I thought, I don't want, the bus is your home. It's your world. I don't want to get involved, get in the way. And they're like, no, come on. And I go on there, and Miranda's on there, and she's like talking to one of her friends, and she's like, hey, this is the bus. I'm like, cool. And I'm looking around, and it was like, this is what the mixture was. Like, it was definitely, she's like, hey, it's a chick bus. I go, and I could tell, it's a girl's bus. First of all, it was clean, But it looked like it was like a little bit of Restoration Hardware, a little bit of Anthropology, and then like Annie Oakley. It was a cross between those three. I'm like, oh man, this is definitely Miranda Lambert bus. This is really cool. Stepped off, and then
I think it was cool. They brought their own little tent. They set up a tent in front of their bus, and the lawn chairs. And
they actually hung out.
Yeah,
they were there to enjoy it.
Like it was tailgating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Then she called it recon. She was doing recon. I'm like, all right, we're familiar with recon. That's cool.
One thing really cool, like you get to meet some cool people out here and celebrities now and again, and I have a lot of respect for the artists or celebrities that come up to you, and when they meet you, they say their name. Like,
yeah.
And the normal person, like to myself, I'm thinking, well, no kidding, you're so and so, right? And she's one of those people though, and she's like, hi. She's like, hi, I'm Miranda, and deep down you're like, yeah, no kidding, but you're also like, that's cool because you're still on a very personal level.
Well, genuine,
yeah. And the only other person who's done that with me, I think, was when we met Harrison Ford. And he's like, hi, I'm Harrison Ford, and you're like, yeah.
No, you're Han
shit.
Solo.
Yeah, you might, right? You're like, no, you're Han Solo. No, but I think that's really cool. She seems down to earth and like a really, really nice, genuine person, and you can see that with her crew. And so I wish them the best.
Yeah, and her boyfriend was with her, Anderson East. He's the R&B singer, like the soul singer, and he's got some cool music. He's from Northern Alabama, and he was totally cool.
That's what they were?
Yeah, and he's a totally cool cat too. Yeah,
I was wondering who this cat were. I knew I'd seen him somewhere before.
Yeah, it was just. They had a good group.
Yeah. Nice.
Because I think he's got a show coming up in a day or two in Milwaukee. But
he seems cool. He's like, I'm like, what do you have next? And he's like, oh man, I just go where they tell me. And I'm like, you and I both, man. You and I both.
He goes, he's opening up for Chris Stapleton right now, which is a really good gig. Really good gig right now. Those of you who know who Chris Stapleton is know what I'm talking about. But they were all very sweet, all down to earth.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but I thought going back to the tent after the show, we ended up just hanging out with them, talking shop, drinking beer, wine, and they broke out some barbecue for Miranda's 4th of July party. We had some barbecue, and they had like just one lone giant citronella candle burning between them, like a little makeshift campfire.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of cool.
Well, you are jumping ahead. We will get to that, but they were. The whole time, like, they were thanking us, and we were just like, hey, welcome to Margaritaville. Thanks for coming and checking out, the show. And we always have a feeling that those people who've never been to a Buffett show, they're going to leave going, wow, I loved it. And I think that was the case with this. But they get settled. I know we're all running around. We did a Facebook Live on Margaritaville Facebook, right, Lars?
Yep.
Around 2 o'clock. And that's something we're going to normally do, especially if the tailgate opens up, before lunch. Because what we try to go out there and just kind of talk to fans on Margaritaville's Facebook Live account just to see what's going on, which is the kickoff to the real show, because it's half the show, the fans tailgating, right, Hallie?
Right.
So we did that, and then band got in. They did their sound check.
There were some people, they got married out in the parking lot.
Really?
They wanted to do it. I wanted to get out there and do a Facebook Live. I apologize I didn't get back out there, but hope they understand things get busy.
I want to talk more about Miranda Lambert, because she actually, when she met Jimmy and she got to go on Bing and Bong, but before we do, Lars has got a really good story. Talk about fans. And this is during the License to Chill Lounge kind of event, where it's our pre-show party backstage, where around 6:30 to 8 p.m. before showtime, friends and family of band and crew get to kind of hang out. So anyway, go ahead, Lars. This is a really good one.
Well, we met some people and we wanted to help them out. We got them some tickets.
Well, this was we were in Hollywood Beach.
We're in Hollywood Beach. It's a funny story. Great couple.
And we're down there to shoot some photos to add to a project that Margaritaville's putting together. You're going to hear about it soon.
Yeah.
And it was a mother and 2 kids and her husband, right?
Yeah. And they let us use. We were like, we need some photos of some kids to tie this whole project together. And we're like, can we get some photos of your kids and possibly use them? And like, yeah, for sure. We're like, well, for doing that, we'll get you some tickets to St. Louis.
Because that's where they were from.
Yeah, and they're like, that would be awesome, and just great people. And I get a text or a call, and they were getting to the show. They got their tickets. They're coming in to the pre-show party. Wanted to see me in person, say hello, and say thank you. And as I said earlier, things get kind of crazy, just like for anyone, and I wasn't able to get out there. So throughout the show, I was getting texts like, would love to say thanks, see you in person, and say thanks for getting us to the show. I'm like, sorry, can't get out there yet. We're busy.
Because they're in the pre-show party
They're
at
in
this
the
time.
pre-show party.
Right.
And then throughout the show, I was getting like a call or a text here and there to come just say hi. And I get that. That's very nice of them, right? Like,
Sure.
So many people come as guests, and you never hear from them, never get a thanks, never nothing.
And then there's the times, as you guys all know, Hallie, when you got friends and family at the show, you too, Jared, where you get the text and you're stressing out because you're in the middle of working, you can't get out there, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah, and you want to go see them. So I finally get freed up at the end of the show. We stopped the live stream, and I'm like, you know what? The right thing to do is get out there, and I'd like to just say thanks for coming and get home safe. And I get out there, and
Is this after the show?
this is after the show.
So I thought this was in the pre-show before the show.
No, pre-show. I didn't get a chance to get out there.
Oh my god.
So after the show, we I get out there and I'm like, I'm like, meet me over by the pre-show party area, and they come out there and they come by and I see them and they're so appreciative, but you can tell they've been partying. And now having kids myself, I totally understand. I've always understood Margaritaville, but I now understand and appreciate when you can finally get away from your kids, whether it's once a year, once every 3 years, or if it's the first time since having them, you're going to cut loose.
So they didn't bring their kids to the show.
They didn't bring their kids to the show.
Okay.
They brought 2 friends. And you could tell they had a good time. And they're like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm like, yeah, anytime. I'm glad you just, we were able to, the whole thing worked out. And they're like, let's get a photo. And we all kind of get in, get a photo. And then
Who's taking the photo?
I think her friend took a photo the first time.
Okay.
And then we're chatting some more, and they're like, thank you so much. So, we're all like, I had 3 beers myself quickly after the show, because we had some other friends come in and we were by Miranda's bus. And so we're all kind of happy. And then her, it might have been her husband's like, let's get a photo. And then next, long story short, we'd take a photo and they would forget they got a photo, so we'd get another photo.
Do not edit this. So the guy taking the photo, he's
like, there's probably
he can barely hold the camera.
We've taken 6 to 8 photos, but I guarantee not one of those photos came out like the photos we took with their kids for this new project, this code project we're working on. Afterwards, I'm like, it's been really great. I'm running out of time. I need a shower. I got to get back on the bus, because you can't get on a bus and then go to the next town without showering. I can't sleep, So I'm like, I got to get going. And they're like, all right, thanks again. We got to get one photo before you go. So
Meanwhile, you've already taken like 15, and they keep forgetting because they've definitely been overserved, and they keep asking to get a photo with you.
Yeah. So finally, we get the last photo, and I leave, and I go back, shower, get in the bus, and riding in the bus, and we're 2 hours into the drive. You can tell you're in the Midwest because the roads are just horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Is this around 2:30, 3 a.m.?
This is like 2 in the morning. Yeah, maybe 2:30 with a time change. And I get this email from them, and it says, "We're so sorry we didn't get a chance to meet with you." and I'm like,
oh my god,
and myself, I'm like, I've been there. I love it. I'm happy for them because I've been there and I've had one of those moments. And they're gonna go, at some point, right? Oh, actually, so I wrote an email back and I said, "Hey, great seeing you guys. Glad you can make it. But I did get to see you. I saw you guys after the show, and I said, check your cell phones because we got some pictures. I don't think you'll notice me in the picture because they're gonna be blurry as the night was, right? But
and I bet you that I bet they didn't get a photo.
Probably not.
You should have checked it. They probably were just clicking, went and clicking it.
And it's like I've been there. I appreciate it, and that won't be the first or the last for us down the road. We'll see that again. But I know that they escaped and they made it to Margaritaville that night.
Absolutely.
Right? So
Yeah.
mission accomplished. They had a good time. Their friends got them home.
Sorry we didn't get a chance to see you.
I know, it's so awesome.
Check your phone.
I hope they had an Uber. Who was driving?
I think they had an Uber, yeah.
Oh, nice.
That or their friend. Their friends were kind of giggling and chuckling, so.
Is that something? Yeah, I heard that one.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
That's a good time. That's a good time.
We have. So, we're jumping around here, but, before the show, Jimmy's got Bing and Bong on backstage, and you can see that on Facebook Live on Margaritaville. You can see it on Jimmy Buffett Facebook Live. You can see it on Margaritaville's YouTube channel. You can also see it on Margaritaville.tv. But that's normally the live broadcast normally starts around 7:45 p.m. wherever we are, whether it's Central, Pacific, or Eastern. It's 7:45 because Jimmy goes on stage at 8. So anyway. So Miranda and her crew didn't want to get in the way, but we asked them, hey, we know Jimmy would like to say hi to you, and they said, great, we'd love to say hi to him, and they got to meet him and got their picture with him, and there's a real cute picture of Jimmy and Miranda together up on social, and right there, Jimmy's like, hey, I don't know if Hakey's talked to you at all, but we've got this little show, and I explained to her the Bing and Bong show. I go, listen, it's really off the cuff. It's just there's some viewer mail, and it's just kind of shooting the breeze, and and she was a good sport. She's like, sure, I guess I'll go on there. She didn't expect to be on camera or anything because she was dressed like anyone who was just ready to go on vacation. Blue jean shorts, Hawaiian lei, around her head, a Hawaiian lei around her neck.
I think touch on that because I caught the tail end of her story. She got there and it was like she wanted to find a flower lei because that's what everybody had, right?
Right.
Which is
and
totally cool.
she was dressed like they wanted to go out into the tailgate and walk around and not expecting to get, recognized or whatever. She was just there to chill. Like she was just going to someone's, cookout on the beach. Just so casual. It was great. And she was really charming. So she goes, yeah, sure. And then Jimmy goes, and, I'd love for you to come out to Margaritaville. She's like, well, and she's... He goes, okay, I'll go out. And he's like, all right, cool. And he's already, pumped up.
She said, I hope it's not in the later show because this is full of vodka.
That's right. Yeah, she had a cocktail. She was there to relax. She wanted to just chill. And he's like, don't worry, it's in the middle show. It's cool. Yeah. And she goes, and it was really cool. She goes, well, I'm no Alan Jackson. And Jimmy goes, you're way better looking than Alan Jackson.
Yeah. That's funny because if you dream for that opportunity for Jimmy to say, hey, come up on stage. And it's not you'd ever say no. You'd never say no. But how do you say yes? Like, how do you respond to that question? Like, do you act as excited as you are? Right. Or you're like, yeah, that'd be cool. And deep down you're like, oh, hell yes. Give me my microphone now.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
as performers, like, listen, that's your stage if it's your show.
Right.
And to her credit too, like, she and everyone else around her goes, listen, we do not want to get in your way.
Exactly.
We don't want to get in your way. I'm like, you're not in the way. And I think Jimmy could tell right away too that Jimmy would love to have Miranda Lambert on stage. Like, give me a break. I mean, but at the same time, it adds so much to the show and fun, and she was just really down to earth with them when they were all talking. So she said, yeah. So we walked them over, getting ready for the Bing and Bong show, and they were commenting on how everyone's really just cool and nice and just very mellow was the word they would use. It's very mellow, and that's just kind of, we try to keep it calm backstage, and because we're professionals,
Right.
And they also noticed Louis, who was with her, who works with her, he's like, no one's got any radios. And we're like, we barely use radios because everyone knows where they're supposed to be and when. It's just one of those things where radio kind of gets in the way for the most part. I think stage manager has one, production manager, and sometimes Jared, but other than that, nobody. So they were watching that, and then all of a sudden Bing and Bong kicked in. They announced Miranda Lambert right away. She comes in, and it was just fun watching them because, she didn't know what to expect.
Right.
Didn't you notice that, Hallie?
Yes, I noticed it.
Yeah.
She was just hanging out like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
But what we doing?
But
Are these cameras on?
That's
Yeah.
how I always start that night like that too, because I never know what Bing and it can be so random at times.
Right, and she's got to do, I'm sure she does a lot of TV and she does music videos, but just television performances where it's to a T or like, and 1 and 2, and they can't, and all this stuff. And this is so off the cuff and so crazy.
Just kind of tossed her the mic and she went out
yeah,
there.
and Utley and Jimmy are talking. They're answering viewer mail. There was a question for, I love it. One of the viewer mail question for Miranda Lambert was, Miranda, what's your favorite Jimmy Buffett song? And she was, and Jimmy's waiting. He's like, oh man, I hope it's a good one. Jimmy, it was going to be touching for Jimmy. Like, was it a classic? What is it? And she goes, son of a sailor.
Yeah.
And he was just like, awesome. That was like that. And for her, who grew up in Texas, and I think like in the middle of Texas, there aren't
lakes,
sailboats.
I don't even know if there's a true lake. Yeah.
No. And her friend Gwen, who also sings backup for her, was doing like an Instagram story for her during the time. And by the time Bing and Bong got done, Miranda said her dad had texted her, and he said he saw her Instagram story and said, "You're so lucky."
Oh, really?
Yeah. But as Bing and Bong got done, Miranda's laughing. She comes walking off the set, and she goes, "Oh my God. That was just so crazy. None of it made sense. I love it." I mean, she's a great sport, right?
Yeah, great sport.
So they go out to front of house, and the crowd was cooking.
It was cooking, man.
So Miranda's out in front of house with her crew, and Jimmy kicked it off. Do you notice anything on the crowd, man, at all?
I mean, it was just excitement. Everybody was excited that Jimmy was there, and the fans were just up.
Great weather.
Great weather. Hot, humid, man. It killed me. I was in the bunker earlier. You know that, don't you?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was down in the pit. I was just sweating, just standing there.
I went down there to take like 5 photos during Miranda's song. And Kib, one of our video guys, was down there taking photos too. And he's walking out and he goes, "I think we got him." Like, got the photos. But he goes, "Cousin, I was working down there." He goes, I was just pressing this with this finger and look at all my sweat. He goes,
It was hot.
It was hot. There was
humid.
no air.
It was no air flowing nowhere. It was humid down there.
Yeah. I could tell. Like I saw a few people just standing there at one point, going, "Okay, I gotta make it. I gotta make it."
Our good friend, longtime friend, and former NFL player Ed Podolak, he was down there, and at 2 points in the show, I saw him backstage. He goes, "It's just too hot out there."
Yeah.
And he came back the second time, and he's got this really like brand new, awesome looking like.
It's Magnum
he looks
Magnum
like
PI.
Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Like retired Magnum PI.
Yeah.
And he's got it all the way unbuttoned. And Hakey looks at him and goes, "Ed, make yourself at home, bud."
Yeah. He's just wandering around backstage looking looking
Chest
for some
out.
ice water with his chest out, shirt unbuttoned. I'm going, God, it must be hot
and
out
for
there.
his age, man, he can do whatever
Dude,
he
he
wants.
looks
to that shirt.
amazing.
He is.
69 years old, he looks amazing.
That's right. It's great shape.
Okay, so we're getting close. I gave Miranda and Louie and the gang the set list so they could be back in time for Margaritaville, right? I get to the stage about a song or two before Margaritaville, waiting on them, and they're already there. Like pros, they're there. No one has to go looking for them, right? And Finn's kicks in, and in St. Louis, Finn's came on before Margaritaville, and it was so fun to watch. I just stood there watching Miranda with her friend Gwen because they started watching the Coral Reeferettes, and they started doing the Coral Reeferette dances at the wing of the stage where no one could see them, and they're just singing. And then, again, they'd never been to a Buffett show before, so they're watching. And when it got to the Finns, they're just doing fins to the left, fins to the right, just laughing, having a great time.
Nice.
It was so fun to see them enjoy like that, you know, and not having to be under the eye of everybody,
right.
you know, so they could really just let loose and be themselves and just enjoy and laugh, and that's what they were doing. And then, of course, Jimmy made the announcement, you know, hey, we want to bring someone to the stage here. I couldn't quite hear because I was walking behind the video wall to hear exactly what the intro was. I don't know if you heard it, Jared.
I didn't, unfortunately.
But you know, I just heard like Miranda Lambert, and the crowd just like they start cheering, like, yeah, what? And then when she walked out, you know, just a roar.
Yeah.
Just a roar. And it was really cool. She comes walking out there, no guitar. Our sound guys are ready with their own mic, and she was out there for the whole song, singing chorus and backup on the song and just having a good time. It looked like it was like afterwards she could write what I did on my summer vacation.
Right.
You know, had a good time. She's smiling up there, having a good time, and I could hear she's got a hell of a voice.
Yeah, she does.
Hell of a voice. Brought so much to that song, huh?
Yeah. You know, she looked. I mean, I saw her before. You know, I worked this thing in Greenbrier, the golf thing, and we killed.
Was that? Oh yeah.
Was
that a year or two ago?
Yeah.
Was she there when Jimmy was there?
No, this was we did some moonlighting.
Oh, you did a security side project?
Does Mr. B know about this?
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
That's okay.
Even though this is an audio conversation, I think
so-
I need to blur your face out.
And so me and Charleston did this. So they called us up, wanted us to run security. We met the guy when Jimmy played there.
Okay.
And he said, y'all doing the side work? We said, yeah, we do a bit of side work, you know, when we're not touring. And so, next thing you know, we had the phone call, said, we want to work this Greenbrier thing. It was Miranda Lambert. And we said, okay, we'll do it. We went down there and did it and everything. So I met her then. But she when she on stage, she looked different, you know, when she all dressed up and everything. I thought she looked older than what she really are. Then when I saw her backstage at Jimmy's show, she looked like a little kid.
She did.
You
did.
know?
I don't know how old she is. I really don't know much about her catalog. My guess would be she's like 26.
Oh, really?
That would.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she's older than
20,
that.
24, 26,
she-
something
yeah.
like that. You
Do
know,
you guys know?
when
So
she
she
was-
had someone on stage had
she
like
had
stage
jeans
stage makeup, had her hair
Yeah.
off, you know, looking like, you know, you're the artist on stage, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And then when I saw her backstage, you know, I'm like, this same girl? Man, she's a kid. You know?
Yeah.
It was all nice and everything.
She was kicking it in sandals and
Sandals.
it was
Shorts.
she looked, you know what, she looked perfect for the part. She was on vacation,
Right.
you know, and that was really cool.
I think she's 33.
33.
Okay. Are you looking up on your phone right now?
Yep.
Okay. You
Man.
think Google thinks she's 33?
That's what Google said.
She looks great,
Yes.
super sweet. No BSing either.
No.
Like she's not like you said. She'll come talk up to she talked to anyone. You walked over to the tent after the show, right?
Yeah, I wanted to say, how y'all like the show? And she said, oh, I loved it. And I had a great time. You know, and everything.
That's one of the things I'd add. After the show, we were back in front of our bus, just drinking some beers with a couple of friends that we knew that used to work with LandShark, and our bus was parked right next to theirs, and they're sitting out in front of their bus by their citronella candle in their tent, and we didn't really want to. We're good at setting up like
We
a
had some
barrier,
friends
right?
visiting
Like,
that
we
had a few drinks, and we
understand.
were just buffering a little. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't want to invade Miranda's privacy and just chilling there.
Yeah, out of
Right.
just respect, right? And then finally, we're gonna shower up, and our friends kind of leave, and their bus driver and a couple of them are like, "What, are you guys just too cool to hang out with us?" And we're like, "Wow, you know."
Yeah.
Nice.
What I liked, I was backstage by our bus when Miranda and Anderson and her crew were walking back after the show, and you know funny enough, Anderson wasn't there yet, and neither was Dustin, I don't think, because it was just the girls. And I go, "Where's everybody else?" They're buying merch. They're gonna go get some T-shirts. Yeah, they want to go get some tour T-shirts. I'm like, awesome.
We should have him something.
So Miranda was laughing, and she goes, "Oh my God, it was so much fun." I go, "Like, what was it?" She goes, first of all, she goes, "Oh my God, the way he ended the show, like the last song's acoustic. She goes, what a way to end the show. And to hear an artist say that, that's pretty cool.
Right.
You know, because she's going out there to look at how other shows are being done production-wise.
Yeah, or how about an artist staying to the end of the show?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, normally like they're out of there last 3-4 songs, they're
Yeah.
gone. Like she was there to really watch how it all operated.
A true student.
Yeah, true student, and maybe she's just having so much fun. Well, you know, why would you want to go, right?
Right.
But the fact that like she noticed, you know, because the last 3 or 4 songs, it's up. You know, there was Brown Eyed Girl, there was Love and Luck, there was Harbor. Like you're on your feet, people are rocking. And then to bring it down to, I think it might have been Tim Cup Chalice. You know, just Jimmy acoustic on the stage to bring it all to an end. For her to notice that and speak about it, I'm like, okay, you get it. You're an artist. You're on stage. You know how crowds react, and that was pretty cool.
I do like that. I just talking more on Jimmy's end of music. I also remember when they used to play when Jimmy would end with the band members slowly walking off stage.
Yeah.
That was this one's for, I think.
It's been a lovely cruise.
This one's for you.
Yeah.
This one's for you.
That was always cool.
That was
That was
he
pretty strong.
did it for 1 year, and that was super strong.
Right,
That
yeah.
was great.
But this is equally as good. I mean,
And that
it's like
seems
Jimmy
to be
playing in a
that
bar.
seems to be over the years now Jimmy's moniker. The last song is acoustic, him on stage, kind of bringing it back to that old school Key West club vibe where it's just him and it's that great big bar sing along. And people
Yeah,
can
I love
just
that.
leave going like there's some fun, you know, an ending to a great show. She also said, Miranda goes, I go, you know, what was it like being out there? What did you know? She's like, you know, different from any other shows she's been to, whether whoever the artist is out there. She's like, I just felt like I could, anyone can be whoever they want to be out there. And I'm thinking that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
When you go to a Buffett show, when you go to Margaritaville, you're welcome as is, and it's inclusive. She goes, I just wanted to run around and grab more flower lays. Like she just wanted more props to wear, you know. And it was really cool to see her genuine reaction to that. And I was extremely happy for her and her friends for their first show to understand it so quickly.
Yeah.
And have that kind of a reaction. That was great. It was just great.
Yep.
Anyway, very sweet girl. I'm gonna write a blog about it. I don't know if it'll be up by the time you hear this podcast or afterwards, but
I'm glad we talked about this. It's kind of
Yeah.
funny. I didn't catch a lot, like the whole vodka story. That's kind of fun, knowing that now.
Yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and her bus is called Elvira. There's such
Elvira.
Oak Ridge Boy fans. The bus is called Elvira, and Lars said last night, I was like, damn, we need to have a name for our bus besides Bus 4.
I know, and we need a name, and we need to put a tent in front of our bus.
We should.
Yeah.
We have a
We
little
need a
pit
tent.
stop.
We'll get one of those, and maybe that's the next thing. Anybody
Get a
listening?
LandShark tent.
Yeah. Anyone listening to this, send us some ideas for a bus name.
Yes.
No longer Bus 4.
Go
That's
to-
baloney. That's too generic, man.
Right.
Yeah, go to you can go to Margarillas on Twitter or on Facebook. MARGARILLAS. It is a Jimmy Buffett Roadie Facebook page and Twitter page that we handle. It's just goofy, but whatever.
Or go anywhere and use the hashtag.
Yeah, go
Bus4.
hashtag. Yeah, you could do
Hashtag
hashtag
Bus4.
Bus4 and the thing. Go to Margaritaville's Facebook page. Go to Margaritaville Twitter as well. We'll come up with one. Although I do like, hey, we might take the name of our latest bus driver, Tyrone. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he was cracking us up
He's
last
talking
night.
football.
He's talking football. He's talking love life. Like he's like, I'm thinking this guy is cool.
A Cowboy fan living in Houston.
I know, poor guy. I know. But anyway, yeah. Send in what you think our bus should be called. Let's see. There was a few things. Okay, yeah. So we got here like 6 a.m. Did we lose an hour? It's Eastern here, right?
That's
Yeah, we
the
lost
time.
an hour.
Is it
we lost
Central?
an hour, that's
Yeah,
right.
we
It's
got
Eastern
here a little
time.
after 7.
Okay, I was just out of it. I got up later, but I went to take a shower today. We're no longer at the Westin because it's gone downhill. I won't say the name of this hotel. It's a good hotel.
Right, great
They're
hotel.
eccentric, kind of Kimpton-ish. Artsy hotel.
Yeah.
I'm half asleep. I go walking into my shower, and I look at this thing. I'm like, man, this tile's warped on the wall. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, what? And I look at another thing. I'm like, another tile is kind of messed up. And I look back at the tile, and I'm like, okay, it's just maybe I hang my towel on this. I don't know. And then I go to turn the water on. And I'm finally like waking up a little, you know. And I'm looking. I'm like, oh my god, that's a boob. I got a boob tile in my shower. You too, right?
Yes.
You got one?
I didn't have any trouble figuring it out. I locked onto that as soon as I
You're a
walked
pervert.
I started looking at the other towels, and I'm looking around, seeing a nose, an ear.
Yeah, I got a nose in mine. There's a like a belly with a belly button.
Yeah.
Very eccentric place.
in. All I saw was a boob.
I was looking for the other part, but never did put that up.
Didn't have a matching pair, huh?
Where's Hallie? He's still in the shower.
I'm still in the shower.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of shower this morning, I have a story about the shower. Now, I get ready to take a shower, right? And so I'm getting ready to turn the knob. It was stuck.
Oh shit.
So I'm saying that does it go up? Does it go down?
They're sticky. They are really
So
sticky.
I'm trying to go up with it, and I think I'm making it tighter. And then I try to go back down with it. Then I said, I need to get inside the shower and put some muscle to it. And so I get inside the shower, put two hands on it, and I went going down real hard and went clink.
No.
I broke it. The whole handle came off. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
When Hallie's putting
You
muscle,
know?
it might as well be like it's hooking up a winch to it.
I called downstairs and said, look, my shower handles can't come off, so I keep some
Funny story.
So the guy come up and he said, what's wrong with the shower? And I gave him the handle. He was like, what happened? I said, you tell me. So
Were you turning it the wrong way?
first time I think I was going up with it.
Okay.
And it was making it tighter. And then they said, no, it wasn't coming on. So that's why I had to get in the shower. And I said, well, I'm going to go down with it. And so I put two hands on it and started turning downward. And it started going. And it just...
I would have loved to seen the look on your face the moment it popped off the wall
Yeah.
and you're sitting there with a shower head.
Are you staying in the shower naked at this point?
Yes. Yeah. Because I figured if I get inside the shower and turn the water on, it's going to hit me all,
Right,
wet.
right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm saying, I love you. You know, it would have been great if you were standing there when the guy got there, still naked, hold the broken
I know.
handle.
I put a pair of shorts on when he got it before he got there. I put a
Well,
pair
that
of
was
shorts
that was
on, you know.
nice of you. So they did fix it.
Yeah, he fixed it.
Good God. All right. Well, you know. Anyway, it's a cool hotel.
Yeah, yes.
We're downtown Cincinnati, or as we call it, Cincinnati here in the Buffett Tour, because the big thing about this one is this is the 50th time Jimmy's playing Riverbend Music Amphitheater.
Alrighty.
And it's only the 7th time it's a Saturday.
Yes.
It's supposed to be in the 80s tomorrow, sunny, and it is. I think people are lined up at 5 a.m. to get in line to go tailgating.
I'm gonna have all my tailgate interviews done by 8 a.m.
Right.
And people are still going to be hammered.
You're going to be hammered.
So,
So, pace yourself.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty wild.
Yep.
Really wild. I don't think we have any special guests set up for tomorrow, but it's a Saturday show, Cincinnati,
Yeah.
and it's going to go off.
Cincinnati's always a fun town. It's a fun town.
Yeah.
You know, but you know they bring it back. You know, I walked around the day and seen all these new stuff. They building it back up.
Big time.
Big
the amount
time.
of new
It's good to
restaurants
see.
that
New
I've noticed
restaurant,
downtown,
yes.
signs and bars.
Young people.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's getting back like it used to be.
Plus, this is a town where one of my first 2 years when we started out, like we were doing at least 2 shows.
Yes.
Here, whether it was a Tuesday and a Thursday, whatever. Sometimes a Saturday. You know, haven't been too many Saturday shows here. So you get a day. You definitely get a day off, or after the one show, you just cover the stuff and you leave. You're out of there by like 11, and you're back downtown to party until closing at 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a city where Hallie and Charleston got me my drunkest ever.
Yes.
Drunkest
I remember
ever. Was
that.
it called Japs?
Japs?
This bar downtown, ex-baseball player.
Scotty Hughes.
He owned it.
He owns it.
I remember being on a bar after doing Jaeger shots with Charleston Hallie. I'm on the bar all alone. Think about this guy. Barely 6-foot white guy dancing to DMX.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm gonna make you.
Pumping it up.
Pumping it up. And I remember I got into a cab to go back to the hotel. We were staying at the Omni at the time.
Yep,
right?
yep.
And it was, I think, one of the first times I ever got like the severe spins in the cab ride back.
That's the worst.
Anyway, I did not get out of the bed the next day till 4 p.m. Yeah,
Yes.
brutal.
We had
It
some
was-
party time.
It was brutal, but I remember dancing to DMX, doing it after Jaeger. Oh my God!
I think we got a couple guys that are gonna go out tonight. They like going to, was it Madonna's or something?
Madonna's. You know, Josh likes that kind of like a rocker bar. It's got
Oh,
pinball.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
where
Yeah,
Josh is gonna
dive
go.
bar.
Didn't he go like, "Hey, you're not gonna have enough. You're not gonna be able to go to Madonna's, are you?" And he looked like you're out of your mind.
Yeah, like I was crazy.
Yeah.
like he was already there.
There's always enough time.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys noticed, you know, White Mike, who we've talked about, he's a connoisseur of Jameson and beer. Yeah, Josh's party buddy, White Mike, we talk about on the podcast. He shaved his beard off. You see that?
Who?
White Mike.
No. I ain't
Yeah,
seen
he shaved his beard off.
Really?
Yeah, Josh goes, yeah, it takes weeks off of him.
Take some weeks off. Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, we are in Cincinnati. We're going to go out and try not to get in too much trouble tonight. We got an early show call tomorrow, leaving around 6:37, right, Jared? What'd the paper say?
7 a.m. boys.
7 a.m. where buses are rolling. And, yeah, it is we're going to be in Cincinnati on a Saturday night. That town is going to go nuts. And I know that they're going to be able to hear that from out to the next county when he's singing She Came Down from Cincinnati. They love to yell that. They battle cry that
We'll hear it
one.
in the next state. We're on the river, right?
Yes.
That's right. All right, folks. Well, want to thank again LandShark Lager for sponsoring this, Margaritaville Hotel in Key West, Florida. Want to thank my buddies Jared, Lars, Hallie for being here, and we'll be talking to you soon from our next day off, which is going to be in Detroit. Oh, God, I need to go get a beer. Fins up.
Yeah!